Hey guys, it's Robert Gmur over here at the Daniker Associates powered by Compass. I'm here at my office in Little Italy today of downtown San Diego, and I decided to make a quick video because I just got off the phone with a listing agent. We submitted an offer over the weekend for a couple of my buyers, and I was just following up to kind of see where they're at, see when they're getting ready to review these offers, and guess how many offers they have? They have 26 offers on the table right now. That is insane. I've never in my whole career seen that many offers on one single property. So it got me thinking, how many other buyers are out there right now that are struggling? They're on maybe their 8th, their 9th, their 10th offer on a property, and they're consistently going up to 10, 15, 20 other offers on the table, and they're just getting edged out. So I decided to make this video of 5 tips to make your offer more competitive in this extremely hot market. Tip number 1, if you can go all cash, go all cash. It is extremely competitive right now, and cash is certainly king. Why is cash king, you might ask? Well, get this, when you use a loan, of course you decide on the purchase price that you want to submit, but the lender and the bank get to decide how much money they're actually going to loan on that property. So what we're seeing right now is because properties are just so competitive and purchase prices are getting so much higher than the listing price, is that there's properties right now that are just not appraising. They're not appraising at the purchase price. I mean, the buyers that I was just talking about, that property is likely going to be at least $125,000 to $150,000 over purchase price. My comps put that property at $760,000, and there's a good chance that the appraiser and the bank's going to see the same thing. So what happens between that difference? Well, you're either going to renegotiate with the seller, which is probably not going to happen since it's extremely hot right now and they have so many other buyers that are most likely interested at that same price, or 2, the buyer themselves is going to have to bridge that gap, or they're going to have to back out. So if you want to stand apart from the rest, use cash if you're in a position to do so. My tip number 2 is going to be write a buyer's letter. What's a buyer's letter? Well, it's basically a cover letter about the person or the family or the individual that is interested in this property. It's a great idea to talk about who you are, why you think you're a good fit for the neighborhood, and what you like about the house. Now think about it. If you're a seller and you're looking at maybe 20 different offers and they're all black and white, name, price, terms, name, price, terms, names, price, terms, then you come across this other offer that has a cover letter. It's got a photo of you and the family. It's got a reason why you think you're a good fit in the neighborhood. It's got a reason of who you are and what you do and why you like the property. Well, that's going to instantly set yourself apart from the rest. And think about it too from the seller's position. Perhaps they've really rooted themselves in that block or in that neighborhood, and they don't necessarily want to upset their next door neighbor. They might have a 15, 20-year relationship, a good relationship with their neighbor, and the last thing they want to do is decide on a buyer that maybe isn't a good fit, or potentially 2, decide on an investor that's going to come and bulldoze the property, go up 2 stories and block the views. Now, this is a huge decision maker, obviously on the seller, but it's definitely something that's super easy to put together in your offer package and is definitely going to set yourself apart from the rest. My tip number 3 is going to be shorten your inspection contingency or your buyer due diligence contingency. Basically what that is you have a certain set time to do your home inspection, to go down to the city to look at permits, to get a roof inspection, get a sewer piping inspection, whatever it is, all these things that you want to do to make sure that the property is what you think it is and that you're aware of all the problems and issues that you're buying. So do you really need 17 days to get a home inspector out there? Do you really need 17 days to go to the city and to do all this buyer due diligence? Most likely not. I have inspectors right now that are available this week. Get out there, 24 hours for a report, get back, look at the report, and then we can make a decision. So right now I'm seeing a lot of buyers either waive that completely. They're like, I'm just buying as is, I trust the fact, and whatever issues come up, I'm going to deal with that on my own. Or 2, they're shortening shortening it down to like 10 days. 10 days is a pretty reasonable amount of time. It gives you enough time to get in there, to get the inspection, to review the inspection, and then make any kind of request for repairs or renegotiate price or just move forward or back out. So that's a great strategy right there. My tip number 4 is going to be shorten your appraisal. Now I gotta put an asterisk on this one because not every lender is going to be able to do this. So it's really important for you to talk to your agent, to talk to your lender, or for you to talk to your lender specifically and just say, hey, what's the turn times right now on appraisal? Do I even need appraisal? There's some lenders out there right now that don't even need an appraisal. It's called an appraisal waiver. So talk to them, see what the turn times are, see how competitive you can get. Right now the standard contract says 17 days. Well, if you can take 17 days and bump that down to 3 days, even 14 days, that's still going to set you apart from all the other offers that are writing with standard timelines. And at the end of the day, time is money, so it's a great way to set yourself apart from the pack. And my last and 5th final tip is going to be, talk to the seller. Have your agent talk to the seller, or if you're doing a for sale by owner, talk to the seller themselves. Figure out what the pain points are for them. I'm finding right now there are a ton of sellers that want to sell, but they have to find a replacement property to move into. And when these sellers are going out there, the writing offers contingent on the sale of their property, they're in a really tough spot because there's other offers that aren't contingent on a sale of property, and there's offers that are all cash. So typically these guys are getting edged out on almost every single property. So if you're able to offer the seller, say, hey, let's go ahead, let's close this deal, but I'm going to give you 30 days to stay in possession. That way you can kind of tie up the loose ends of finding another property, figure out an Airbnb, figure out a rental, figure out whatever your next step is. I'm going to give you an additional 30 days after the close to figure that out. And maybe 30 days isn't long enough. You can always do a seller leaseback. You could do a leaseback for 30, 45, 60, really you name it, how much time. And that is really advantageous to these sellers that really need to sell their property and then use that equity, use that money, use those proceeds to roll into another property. So these are 5 tips to help make your offer stronger. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you think or know of anybody that might benefit from watching this, feel free to forward this video to them. You can always reach me on my email. That's robert@welcometosandiego.com. And you can get me here directly on my cell phone, and that is 949-310-5195. Thanks so much and have a great day.